Hi, everybody. Today's Facts in 5 video is about when should you prepare your estate planning documents. So the number one question I get is what documents do I need? But the second question I get most frequently is, well, when do I actually need to implement these? And the simple answer is when you think you don't need them. Estate planning documents are not something you're going to want to try to implement in a crisis mode when there's tensions are running high, very emotional situations. You don't want to just run and put something in place that's not necessarily exactly what you want just for the sake of it being quick. These are documents that you want to give careful thought and consideration before implementing. So to implement them at a time where you have that time to make those careful considerations and really think through who you're appointing to assist you, what type of decisions you want them to make, where you want assets to go if something should happen to you. You want the time to consider that before just throwing a document together. So again, prepare these when you think you don't need them. It might not think you need them for a long time because just in case something does happen, it's going to give your loved ones peace of mind to with the fact that these documents are already in place. Don't wait too long to do this. So some of my clients say, I'm just going to wait until I actually need these documents. That's when I'm going to implement them. And my response is typically, well, that may be too late. So as you age, as you get older, more and more of my clients, unfortunately, I'm seeing develop cognitive issues. So even though they're physically fine, they're having issues with Alzheimer's or dementia. And they come to see me with their spouse or their children, and they say, we really need a power of attorney. We really need a healthcare directive. And unfortunately, mom or dad or the spouse, whomever it is, at that point doesn't have the capacity to sign any of those documents because they don't fully understand what it is or really what's going on around them. So at that point, they've waited too long, and now we have to go to the probate court or we have to resort to more difficult means to get done what needs to get done when this is something that could have easily been avoided just by implementing in advance. Also, too, what I mentioned before, sometimes when people are scrambling, they're just trying to get something quick in place just so they can act right away or get done what they need to do right away. And quick isn't always best. So quickly pulling a form off the internet and not assuring that it's exactly the right form that you need abides by all, the state laws in terms of how it needs to be executed. So be wary of just putting something together quickly in lieu of putting something together with the appropriate thought and consideration put into it. When are some other times you might want to consider implementing estate planning documents? And it's pretty much major life changes. So as you get older, the likelihood of needing care, needing assistance increases. So that's always a time when you should consider implementing documents if you don't have them, or maybe updating documents that you have or have had for a while. So if these are documents that you put into place 20 years ago when you first had the kids and they were little, now everybody's grown up, people have moved away. Passage of time as you get older may be a reason to implement documents or to update documents. Before a lengthy trip or a vacation, you're finally taking that dream vacation to Europe. You're going to be gone for 2 to 3 weeks. And the thought occurs before you get on the plane, oh gosh, what if something happens to me? I mean, it could be you're concerned about if you should pass away. So, a tragic accident, plane crash. I mean, you're going to want to make sure you have a will or trust or some other type of documents, instructions in place to make sure assets get to where you need to go. But what if you should become incapacitated or ill or have an accident while you're on vacation? You're going to want to make sure people can step in and be able to assist you if you're not able to do so for yourself, whether that be actually if something needs to be done at home or where you are. So, for example, a situation that might arise is something is coming down the pipeline in terms of refinancing a house, important legal documents that need to be signed. And it just so happens these documents, the deadline to sign them, submit them is at the time when you're on vacation. Wouldn't it give you great peace of mind to know somebody's been appointed as your power of attorney and can step in and can handle that for you while you're away? So that way you can enjoy your vacation and things that need to get done still get done. So again, important to have those or consider having those documents implemented before going on a longer trip. A diagnosis of a serious illness or sudden onset of major health issues, these should definitely prompt you to have documents in place, again, to make sure there's people in place to assist you, not only if you should pass, but also during your lifetime. Marriages, divorces, birth of children, those major family changes. Adding on children may mean you want to include them now as beneficiaries as part of your estate plan. You want to appoint guardians for them if something should happen to you while they're still young. You're married now, and previously you had maybe some documents or beneficiary designations in place to say, well, when I first set this up when I was young and just starting out, I named, my parents or my siblings as really my primary beneficiaries. But now it's going to be important to say, well, actually, it should probably be my spouse now. So you're going to want to review, update, or implement documents that are going to achieve that result. Also, too, receipt of an inheritance or major financial windfall, more assets means more planning is probably a good idea, or at least consideration of whether more planning is needed. So a receipt of an inheritance can sometimes prompt you to put documents in place or, again, update documents that you may already have. So that's the simple answer to when should I update when should I implement, my estate planning documents. For more information, please visit us at our website, www.kkc-law.com.